So, what does it really take to become unstoppable? It's not actually about conquering the world. It's about winning the battle that matters most, the one that's raging inside your own head. And today, we're going to break down exactly how you can do that.
This quote right here, it just drops a hard truth on us from the get-go. We all want the big prize, right? The success, the dream life, the whole shebang. But are we willing to pay the price of admission? That one question is really at the heart of everything we're about to get into. And that leads us right into our first big idea, the dream versus reality. Because look, you can have the biggest, most amazing dream in the world, but life has its own plans for testing you. Let's just be real for a second. The simple truth is that it is always, always easier to quit. It's easier to give up, to take the path of least resistance. But that path, the easy one, it never leads where you actually want to go. It's just a dead end.
So, I want you to really think about this. What happens the moment you finally get brave enough to write that dream down, to say it out loud, to declare what you truly want out of your life?
Well, the source material puts it pretty bluntly, life is about to bust you in your mouth. Yeah, the second you commit to a real goal, resistance just shows up out of nowhere. Challenges start popping up. But that's not a sign you're on the wrong path. It's actually proof that you finally started moving.
And this is where the whole game changes. That resistance that just busted you in the mouth, it's not really a barrier. Just like the quote says, it's the very opportunity you've been waiting for. It's just cleverly disguised as a problem.
Okay, so that brings us to the most important battlefield of all. This is part 2, winning your inner war. Because the real battle isn't with the world out there, it's against your own mind. And your number one weapon in this war is what the source calls your why. This is your core reason. It's the engine that drives you. And if your why is weak, if it's not strong enough to pull you out of bed on the absolute worst days, you simply will not get it done. Period. And this chart, it lays out the two sides of that internal war perfectly. Over here, you've got excuses, pointing fingers, saying, "Oh, I'm only human," blaming everything around you. And on the other side, you have ownership, pointing the finger right back at yourself and asking, "What did I not do?" One of these leads to powerlessness, the other leads to progress. So here's the bottom line. It all starts with you. Self-discipline isn't just some nice little habit. It is the absolute foundation for everything you want to achieve out there. You have to win the war at home before you can even think about winning abroad. So, here's the challenge, straight up. You have to confront yourself. You have to stop the self-sabotage, stop the procrastination, stop letting yourself off the hook. You know deep down you should be further along. The only one really holding you up is you. Winning that inner war, that's step 1. The next step is turning that victory into real-world action. And that brings us to Act 3, choose the hard path. Because, let's be clear, there are no hacks and there are no shortcuts. And here's the great paradox, the crazy thing that most people miss. The easy road, the one that looks so comfortable and appealing, it actually ends up being longer, way more painful, and it leads directly to regret. But the hard path, the one paved with responsibility, sacrifice, and discipline, that's the one that ultimately leads to true freedom. So, what does this hard path actually look like on a daily basis? Well, it's built on these 4 pillars. Number 1, sacrifice. You have to ask yourself, what am I willing to give up right now for what I want most? Number 2, consistency. It's about that relentless, focused effort, like hitting a tree in the exact same spot every single day. 3 is ownership. No more lying to yourself. Do what you said you were going to do. And 4, grind. You have to make your work ethic actually match the size of your dream. This right here is the secret weapon of the hard path. Real growth never happens in the comfort zone. It's forged in the fire of doing hard things, especially when you don't feel like it. If you can learn to embrace being uncomfortable, your potential becomes absolutely limitless. So you've done the work, you've won the inner war, you've chosen that hard path. What's the outcome of all this? What's the payoff? Well, you become unstoppable. This is our final act, conquering fear to build real, unshakable confidence. I want you to ask yourself this question right now. Seriously, what would you do if you weren't afraid? The answer to that question, well, it's usually that big, terrifying thing that you know deep down you're supposed to be doing. Because here's the thing about real confidence, it isn't about not feeling fear.
It's a skill. And it's a skill you build by facing your fear over and over and over again. Every time you step into that discomfort zone and face what scares you, you're building another layer of authentic confidence.
And this is what we're aiming for, a clear definition. Self-confidence isn't some magical feeling you wait for. It's a belief you build through action. It's the core belief that you can handle anything life decides to throw at you. So what separates that top 1% of people who have this kind of belief? It's not talent, it's not luck, it's the burning desire to teach themselves and the sheer willingness to do what 99% of people just are not willing to do. They choose the grind, they choose the discomfort. And I want you to never, ever forget this. Unlike anything else on this planet, a human being can decide to completely transform their life through sheer will and focus. The possibilities for you are truly, truly unlimited. And that brings us to one last sobering thought. Listen, the pain of discipline, it's temporary. It sucks in the moment, but it passes. The pain of regret, though, that lasts a lifetime. It is by far the heavier price to pay. And that bill from regret, it's often generational. You see it passed down from parents to children who see what could be possible, but are just too afraid to try. You might be holding that bill in your hands right now. So the final question is this: are you going to be the one who finally pays it off?